for having me, and I'm glad to be here. In today's series of class, we'll be talking about a very fundamental provision as contained in the 1999 Constitution. First of all, it will be a pleasure for me to inform you that the present Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria came into force on the 29th of May, 1999. And there are certain provisions within our Constitution that guarantee fundamental rights of every citizen born in Nigeria, so long as you are a Nigerian citizen. Particularly, I'll be speaking on Section 38 of the said Constitution, which guarantees your rights to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. I know you'll be wondering, what does thought and conscience mean? But I'm sure you understand the concept of religion. When we talk about freedom of conscience, it means your ability to be able to have your own mindset and your own mind, and the ability to choose freely your own choice without any form of objection from the state institutions or from your government. Also, the said Constitution, by virtue of Section 38, subsection 2, also guarantees anybody's rights who is attending any educational institution not to be subjected to any form of religious practice that is at variance with his own belief, or those religious practices that are not being approved by the person's guardian or parents, as the case may be. Notwithstanding, that does not mean that since you have a right of freedom of thought and conscience, that you have a right to be a member of any secret court society. And to further expatiate this, it also does not also mean that your rights of freedom of thought, conscience, and religion are actually absolute. There are certain limitations. If your rights is going to be in such a manner that is going to infringe on the right of others, then that such right can, however, be abrogated. Or if such right is going to be against the interests of the public safety or public health, such right, however, can therefore be abrogated. But in the absence of any of those limitations I have actually listed, you actually have your right to freedom of religion. However, in today's Nigeria, notwithstanding the fact that we refer to ourselves as a secular state, we found situations wherein one person's religion is one way or the other, however, superimposed against the will of an average Nigerian. We've had situations even in the present National Youth Service Corps, wherein members of a particular religious sect have objected to wearing trousers during the compulsory NYSC program, that it is against their religious belief. However, such situations, in our own opinion, actually infringe on such persons' right to religion. Notwithstanding, even if we have not had a specific judicial precedent or judicial decision on that particular. You would also recall, or if you don't know, I can also bring you back to a very popular case that happened in Nigeria. This is in respect of a member of a Jehovah's Witness who objected to her being treated because she was of the view that blood transfusion is contrary and against her religious belief. And yet, the doctors respected her wish and went ahead not to infuse blood transfusion. However, even if she needed it so badly, she eventually, passed away. And her husband actually instituted an action before the medical and dental disciplinary tribunal. And the matter went up to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court came to the conclusion that it is her right. She could choose and give consent to the kind of medical procedures that could be conducted on her. And the medical director who was attending to her have no chance to go against her wish. The right to freedom of religion, to a very large extent, is limited only for persons of full adult age. That is, persons who have attained the age of 21 and above. But persons who by law are regarded as minors might have this inability to make these choices even through their guardian. There's also a special case that also come up in Nigeria, wherein the child was sick and needed blood transfusion. But the parents insisted that because they believe that they are a Jehovah's Witness, they would not want their child to be subjected to any form of blood transfusion. Notwithstanding, the medical hospital reported the matter to the Nigerian police, who thereafter got an order through a chief magistrate sitting in Lagos State. And the state ordered that the medical director can go ahead and infuse blood transfusion on the child so as to save that child's life, and that the right of that child supersedes the right of the parents' religious belief. So what I'm trying to say in essence here is that yes, you might have your right to freedom of thought and conscience and religion, which is guaranteed under Section 38 of the Constitution, but that does not mean that it is absolute, most especially when the interest of the state colludes with your personal interest. And in most circumstances, when they do clash or collude, the interests of the state most of the times always take precedence. Thank you very much.